It just sucks because I think that's the first friend we've lost like that ever.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, and if I am, sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely the first. And I think it just overall just took a toll. And then
Well, because
so
it
that
happened in
February.
It happened in the middle of our travels. I was about to say, like
Yes.
we did Philly.
We did Philly. We were
What did we
home
do?
for not even a week
When did we go to Chicago?
in March. We were home for
That's
maybe
right,
a
that's right.
week. And then she was in the hospital. And then I saw her and she passed 2 days later.
And then we
were home for a month.
Yes.
You got into the car accident. Then 5 days later, we flew to Chicago.
So let's talk about the
were gone
accident.
for like 2 weeks.
The accident thing, man. Like I was pulling into work. Kim was on the speaker thing, the car thing, whatever, and she was on the phone you were on the phone the whole time with me. And it sucked because I can't imagine how scared you were.
Well, with just losing my friend so suddenly also, and then experiencing that, it was a lot for me and then for you to be so frantic on the phone, I was already so distraught with going through everything that I just went through with that.
It knocked the air out of me. Like the guy didn't hit his brakes at all, and he just T-boned me. And the thing is he was on his phone.
Yeah.
The last thing I saw was the top of his head. That told me everything I needed to know. He just switched lanes really abruptly. It was an accident. Like shit, stuff happens. And I get it. Like it is what it is. I'm not like I'm gonna kill this guy. No, but the scariest part of it was Ezio was supposed to be in that spot where he hit me. And I always tell people, like, it's not funny, but if Ezio would have been there, he would have been in the hospital
He would have
for
been
sure.
in the hospital, yeah.
And I would have been in prison because I would have destroyed that guy.
Yeah.
Just because, look, I know it was an accident, but I remind myself daily that it could have been worse. It could have been. I couldn't be here. I could have just been gone because it was.
Well, we've been together for 18 years this year, and you've never been in. Neither one of us have been in a car accident.
We are very, especially you are too. But I'm saying, speaking for myself, I am a very safe driver. I'm not like this reckless person. Even though I had a cool little car, I didn't drive like that.
Yeah.
And so this happened to me, and then now I'm going through the motions of it because of my back. Like just last week, my back like gave out.
It's been like
I did something.
It's been like almost 2 weeks now.
Almost 2 weeks. It's gotten better. I can sit here now. Like before, I couldn't sit here.
Before you couldn't.
It took me about 5 minutes to get up out of bed. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's back to normal. I don't want to jump the gun and say this, but
but you still need to take it easy.
I think it was definitely related to my car accident, but it was scary for a minute because if you've ever felt back pain, it literally felt like somebody was getting my spine and just doing this.
Yeah.
At the bottom. And there's no way to explain what that feels like except for it's a very paralyzing feeling. It's just really shitty. But so I'm recovering from that, thank God, every day. Thank God for that because it could be worse.
Yes.
So yeah, getting back to what we were saying, we traveled. We had the unfortunate loss in our family because she was family.
She was our family. She wasn't a friend. She was a family member.
No, and then the accident happened. And then I think that was it.
And then
as far as like crazy stuff that was going on.
Just dealing with your car being totaled and then having to get a new car. Which, of course, through all of this, we're very thankful. It could have been way worse. Our situation could have been way worse. But for us, it was just, it felt like we were being hit on all different levels. Like, not too much stuff happens.
Yeah.
In our day-to-day life, which is, we're very lucky that it's been like that. But this year, it's kind of rocked our world.
It definitely has. Like it was, life is unexpected. You can't.
I think it's just put like a spotlight on that because.
A reminder, not a spotlight. Yeah. Like, we've always lived our life like that.
Yes, but it's like, I would definitely say a spotlight because it's right on it right now.
It puts you in check. That's what it is. And it's just been a reminder to not be taking time, even with clients or family, friends. Don't take it for granted, but I'm also the kind of person, I don't linger. So for me, if it's not benefiting me, if it's not good for my mental health or whatever, or for ours. Because if it's not good for my mental health, we get into arguments or I come home pissed off about, and it's not worth it. But yeah, so we've been kind of going through the ringer on a bunch of stuff. And then so now we're home. What? Oh no, we went to Japan.
Well, after that, we were home, and then we went to Tahoe, and then we were home for a week, and then we went to Japan, which was nice. But I had a lot of anxiety just around all of that.
It kind of sucks because you had all that anxiety. I feel like, not that it didn't ruin the trip. I'm not at all, but it didn't feel like you could 100%. I felt like you weren't enjoying it 100%. I felt that. And I remember like at some point I kept teasing you about, oh, you ready to go home? But I knew it was more than that. We went for my birthday, even though my birthday is not till September. We went for my birthday. Japan was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good family trip.
Yeah. I mean, it was a dream destination for me, and I just kind of feel like the timing might have not been the best.
It was more so the timing for me.
Yeah.
Just because I was personally going through a lot, like emotionally.
Yeah.
There are so many things that I was looking at in a different point of view because of it.
But I could tell though, like you were holding it together just so, because I think that you felt like you didn't want to ruin anybody's experience. I didn't want
to ruin anyone's
experience. And you didn't ruin anything, but we all knew.
Yeah. I just feel like I was the entire time.
Don't do it, bro. You're on camera.
It's already happening.
Yo, butt.
This everybody, should just be the crying
this
podcast
should just be
the
Kim show because like when every time you go on the show or the last time or whatever, people really like listening to what you have to say. I mean, who cares about me? Just a tattooer. But because I think that, I mean, I go to work and I do all that stuff, but I think, and I give you shit for it and say you don't, but the truth is I think a stay-at-home mom, even if you're not staying at home, doesn't matter. You carry more of a burden than what we do because we're just working. And yeah, we pay the bills and stuff, but you're doing everything else. So I understand that.
It's just different. We both share a burden. It's just
what
different.
I'm trying to get at is all the stuff you've been going through, you've been trapped with it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to come to work and I'm focused out. You know what I mean?
Well, for the whole month of February, I was basically coming to work with you because
you were in a really dark place.
Home. Yeah.
You're really, and that's usually my area. And so you are not like that. So when I started noticing that, I was like, nah, you got to come to work with me because I didn't want you to stay at home alone. I know you wouldn't do anything like crazy, but.
No, but being here, I wasn't at home just crying because that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, it's normal for me to cry, let's be honest. But where it's like.
Want paper towel?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Where it's like suffocating to where I felt like at times.
You did though.
I couldn't breathe.
You did. I saw it a lot. And that's why I gave you extra cuddles and I was trying to be more affectionate. But,
I do think.
But I also didn't want to like cross your space because I know everybody mourns differently.
Yeah.
And I know that I didn't want to cross that with you. I didn't want to push you away. I didn't want to make you feel like I was crowding you when I don't know if you needed space, but that's what I gave you.
Yeah.
But I brought you to work with me. And
yeah. And honestly, that helped a lot. Like everyone was so nice and checking on me and everything. And it kept my mind off of it. Obviously, there were times when I would still like get upset and because somebody would ask and I would start crying. But for the most part, like I was able to keep it together while I was here. But while I was at home, I mean, I've literally cried everywhere this year.
Yeah.
Ballet class, music lessons.
Even in Japan. I
in Japan, when I saw a random video of her from an ad. I mean, I don't think there's a place that I haven't been emotional since she's been gone.
Yeah, it's been pretty heavy. Like again, going back, we've never lost anybody like this.
No.
Never. Yeah. And it sucks.
Not in this way either. It was just so sudden and
And so our friend, her son is our godson. Mm-hmm. And he's on his way to doing great things in his life. And that's awesome to see. And I know that has affected you too.
Yeah.
You can't be around him without wanting to cry or some shit. Because it reminds you of her.
Yes. Yes.
You want to start talking about her? We don't want to talk about her. I think it's okay to talk about her.
No.
Because we're not like saying names. And I think it's not inappropriate, but I want to be as respectful as I can when I talk about her.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things like, you put a name on it and just starts to feel kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, she was very important in our lives.
Yeah, dude.
And we were equally as important in hers too. So it's just, I never expected. I guess we're kind of getting to that age, right? We're getting older.
Where people are going to start.
This is when people are starting to this is happening, which sucks because I'm not going to be okay.
That's just the way of life.
It is. But this was one that really, really hit hard. Really hard. And just dealing with it and navigating through it. And I have really pulled back a lot too, just because I haven't been okay.
No, I know.
And so I have been reading a lot more. I haven't been going out and doing things by myself, really. It's been hard to do that because little things will remind me of it. And then I'm alone, upset in a public place.
But I think sometimes talking about it does help.
Yeah, no, it does. I want to be able to talk about her without crying. That's the whole thing.
It'll take time.
No, I know.
Everybody heals different.
Yeah.
But
and when we saw her son too, I was able to do that, which I was very proud of myself. Yeah. I was literally so nervous.
Well, he has dealt with it extremely well.
He's just so strong.
When he went up there and said
to be so strong.
Oh yeah. But she was super strong.
She was.
And when he went up there and said his speech, I was like, I remember we were at the funeral. And dude, I haven't cried like that. I've been to military funerals.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't been to a nurse's funeral, dude.
It was
the most intense thing. I
emotionally.
Everybody knows me, the Batman guy or whatever. My homies know me not to be the one to mess around and stuff, BS around. Dude, I couldn't stop crying at this funeral. It was the most emotional thing I had been through in recent times, where I just couldn't keep it together. It was insane. Mm-hmm. Insane.
There were people sobbing.
But it was beautiful.
It was a beautiful.
It was, man.
Funeral.
I was like, wow, the nursing community is such a beautiful and powerful thing. Mm-hmm. I never knew that. And that's my ignorance. I don't know. I think if you're not in the field, you don't know. You're not in that
profession. So you don't
no matter
realize,
what it is.
Yeah, regardless. I think a lot of times too, we see the firefighter community or the police community really come together for each other.
They're all really tight too, yeah.
Yes. But you don't really see it as much in the medical field.
Right.
It's obviously there because we witnessed it.
Oh, man.
But I feel like those things you see more regularly. And so I didn't expect it to be.
The heaviest part for me, not to get too much into the funeral talk, and we'll move on after this, is the ceremony that the chant and the speech or whatever they did. And then when they put out her candle.
Yeah. That was
like a shockwave through the whole building. And I remember that feeling. And that was super hard, man.
Yeah.
But
I think too, another part of it is I think it's been hard for me too, because we have been on the go so much. And so, yes, although we are having fun and we're experiencing all these things, I think people are seeing us going and doing all of this stuff. And it's oh, they're just having so much fun. Their life is so good or whatever. And
it is,
but we have been struggling with things emotionally that most people don't know about unless you're in our tight-knit circles.
Well, so that's the thing that again, this is not an episode to be downers, but I think this is more of an episode of what really life is about, you know?
Yeah.
And just like you said right now, we've been going through a lot of stuff, a lot of personal things, losing a friend, the car accident, and a bunch of other things, you know? My apprentice quit, like just out of nowhere. And it sucks, you know, and I've also just kind of, I guess, lost a friend recently. Mm-hmm. And he just put me on ice, and I'm just like, what did I do I don't understand. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't waste your life on people who aren't good for you.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with our friend passing away, it's unfortunate. We have to move on. I think I have an easier time doing it because I'm here or I'm doing stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, you're at home or you're with the kids. And even though it's great being with the kids, it's not the same.
Yeah. I think, well, regardless, like she's left a hole in a lot of people's lives.
Oh, big time. Even for me.
She was just.
Because she would randomly just text me and just be like, hey, what's up? Or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what bums me out the most, man? And if her son or godson ever wants to get a piece, then I'm not going to charge him.
I know she was wanting to get tattooed for so long.
For years we talked. And honestly, it came down to her schedule. She was just so busy.
Well, you both were, but yeah.
And I never got to tattoo her, man. And
I kind of want a Princess and the Frog piece.
Always just add it to your leg.
For her. Because of that. Because that's something that I've thought of too. Mm. I think this, though, too, is just like a reminder for everyone. Like, no matter how glorious or glamorous someone's life may seem.
Yeah, it's not. Like, you don't know what they're going through.
Not that it's not. It can't. Like, you can have both things happening at the same time.
No.
And I think it's a good reminder to constantly be aware of the fact that, like, people are going through stuff. So when somebody is having a bad day and they may not react to you in the best manner, like, yeah, of course it's not great, but like it's good to remind yourself, like, hey, they might be going through something that you aren't aware of at all, and to just give people more grace is what I've really looked at it as.